Oh my God, y'all. I'm so mad. But wouldn't it happen to be that I get a call from the author of the cards that I was talking about, who her spirit all over this. So, however, I didn't mean to answer. I was trying to just pause the video so I could call her from the other phone and tell her stop calling me. And somehow I answered it, and that cut off the last video. So hopefully one day I am seeking to learn how to merge the videos, because sometimes they be cutting off by mistake. And so, any rate, getting back to what we were talking about, evolution is perfection. Evolution is perfection. I now release the concept of perfection. I only want to evolve. There's perfection in that. And what I was saying is that I did a message earlier uh, before this one, and it was talking about making a plan and seeing the tangible results from the tangible work, but seeing the evolution, seeing the progress. And here we see the evolution and the growth and the fruit. The planting, you know. But I now release the concept of perfection. I only want to evolve. There's perfection in that. What I was saying is that me personally, this speaks to myself. Um, like I said, I never considered myself an overachiever. And then one day, very recently, my husband said, he called me an overachiever. And I was like, the fuck? I'm never like, you know how when you was in school, you know, when you was in school, the nerdy folks, or you know what I'm saying, just the overachievers. You know the overachievers when you be in a team group project and shit, and y'all got like 3 months to get the motherfucking project done, and this bitch like on day one would have like 8 articles, like just bitch, can I like read the syllabus first? Like so, you know, she was one that I considered an overachiever, like just going all out of the way, like it's like it ain't that serious. Like pump your brakes. Like we gonna get there. You know, I promise you this project is going to be done, and it's going to be done with motherfucking perfection. But pump your brakes, baby girl. So anywho, the other day my husband called me an overachiever. And like I said, never in my life would I have considered myself to be Miss Overachiever. But for some reason, when he said it the other day, I'm sorry, I feel like I need to address these Cheetos in my nails. Typically, I don't give a fuck about addressing shit like that, but I just felt it need to be addressed because it's bothering me. And I washed my hands. I ate some Cheetos right before I started the video. Cheeto popcorn. Anyway, for some reason, when my husband said it the other day, it resonated. And it probably resonated because I'm really at a place of, you know what I'm saying, owning my shit and being where I am and, you know, trying to evolve. Because evolution is perfection. So, in that, when he said it, it hit, and I was like, damn, he's right. I really am an overachiever. Like, I be doing the most. Like, for real, just to keep it 1,000, bitch, be doing the most. But listen, like I be telling him, it's a method to the madness, okay? But then you got to own that the shit is madness. So figure out another motherfucking method, bitch. Okay? Because this method is madness. I'm going to talk to somebody if it ain't nobody but myself. Okay, I get it. So, when he said that, it resonated in my spirit, and I took it back to my prayer closet. I took it back to my throne, my altar, to my spirit. And I said, Spirit, what do that really mean? Like, what, you know what I'm saying? What can we do? How is that playing out to where it's affecting my life negatively? You know what I'm saying? How is that playing out where it's affecting my marriage negatively? Because bruh obviously felt some kind of way for him to say that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, as anybody who is concerned about the feelings and thoughts of their partner, I took that into great consideration. So, as I considered it, you know, I really, like I said, just really began to own and acknowledge that in my striving to be perfect, it's a lot that I'm not getting accomplished. Yes, just like the word said earlier that I gave, make a plan, but don't make a plan and then just sit on that motherfucker. Like, so in that, you know, I'm making a plan and I want it to be so solid, so like rock solid, so super tight and together that I'm missing it. Like I was missing it and nothing was getting done. Like this whole process coming to y'all today. This has so been in my vibration for like years, and I've started 2 other channels. This is the 3rd channel that I've started, but each channel I never moved forward with them because I had so many questions myself. How is this gonna work? How am I gonna do it? Okay, how do I set this up? What's the structure? What am I actually really talking about? And my spirit was just like, bitch, if you don't just do something, just talk about something. But what I did was I made a plan. I made a plan. And I am now working that plan. And part of that plan and process was to just be real with every encounter and whatever that brings, to not have to have so much structure to it. You know, in the, like I said, effort to really get it right, you know, I needed to have all of the answers at one time. Thank you, Spirit. And that, a part of that came admitting that I don't have all the answers. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. It's okay not to have all the answers. Like I said earlier, we're all students. All students. All students. So, with being okay with not having all of the answers, it gave me the okay to be right where I was. You know what I'm saying? To offer what I had and nothing more. You know what I'm saying? You know, that came with being okay with who I was right where I was at. You know, not trying to perfect this image before I present it to you. You know what I'm saying? And I was just saying earlier, excuse me, and I'll mention her name again, Afia Combs. Excuse me, we've actually never met in person. And she was my spiritual mentor and just confidant before she knew she was. She used to do like lives on Facebook and shit. Kind of just like this one, and I would just sit up and listen to her spit, you know what I'm saying? And just give her truth, you know what I'm saying? Really speak from her soul, and that's really all I personally was seeking, you know, just some guidance to really being who I was and finding and connecting. And like I said earlier, she really gave me the confidence to be who I am, to be here right here on this platform today, giving you this right here in this very position, not being sitting up poised in a chair, not caring about what anybody thinks about, you know what I'm saying, what I have to give. If it's not for you in this form, it's not for you. And I would encourage you guys to take the same, approach and attitude, if you must, to endeavoring to be who you are, you know. Releasing the concept of perfection. That it's okay not to know. You know what I'm saying? To not have it all together. It's okay. Put together a plan and move on it. So I put together a plan and I'm moving on it right now. And all the things will come together. Like I said, you begin to attract the things that you want, but you got to be moving in something. Because otherwise, if you ain't moving in nothing, what you was attracting is nothing. You attracting sitting there moving in nothing. Excuse me. You're building up no momentum, Same thing every day in, day out. This wasn't even supposed to be the card, but that's the card. There you go. Evolution is perfection. I now release the concept of perfection. I only want to evolve. There's perfection in that. Let's look up what evolution is, what evolve means. And I won't be long on this video. My win-loss record is about 90%. I was watching the movie. Sorry. Roman J. Esquire. I finally picked up the we haven't watched TV in over a month, but I've been working, so working that last night, a couple of nights ago, I was just like, I'm just tired of looking at the computer like all day long. So I went to find this movie and it looks like it's gonna be pretty good. Something J. Esquire, Roman J. Esquire, I think, the one that Denzel was playing. But anyway, evolution. What does it mean to evolve? And I'm gonna look up the definition because I use the word very often. But let's just go to the actual dictionary.com. This is to develop gradually, especially from a simple to a more complex form. So what does complex mean? One with more layers, one with more to consider. Consisting of many different and connected parts. So when you evolve, you go from being simple to, considering a lot, to having experienced a lot, to connecting all of the parts, to there having many layers to you, to there being balance in your life. Evolving many different parts. I like to consider myself having evolved as coming from Christianity. I've evolved to having a whole lot of parts that make up the spiritual chemistry of who I am. There's lots that I've, experienced and connected with that have made the sum of who I am, which is ANUIYU holistic wellness, meaning that, that's not the sum of who I am, but I'm saying that's where the name came from. But honestly, really it is the sum of who I am. My God. It really is. Which is the whole message that I give. The parts of you being connected. What do they say? What's that term that the sum of all the parts is greater than the whole, or some shit like that? Right. So all of the parts matter. You know what I'm saying? All of the parts make up who you are. You can't take just one part and focus on that or tend to that. Like you got to tend to all the parts. The sum of the whole. I keep wanting to say, let me find the motherfucking term because I'm going to keep thinking about it till I find it. Or something like that shit. Some of its parts. A concept in holism. Mm-hmm. The total effectiveness of a group of things, each interacting with one another, is different or greater than their effectiveness when acting in isolation from one another. So basically, first of all, teamwork makes the motherfucking dream work. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get much better results working together. The effectiveness of a group of things, not just one thing. You cannot, I learned that in my own damn business. I couldn't neglect this part just because, I wasn't savvy at doing it. I couldn't neglect it. The business works. It's a flow. It's like a change. It's like, everything in the car is connected. One thing to another. Our body parts is connected. The leg, the thigh, everything is connected. I wouldn't be able to exist with just my leg working. You know what I'm saying? The sum of all your parts. That's holism. That's holistic living. You understanding and knowing that you got to tend to all the parts, bringing balance. Mental, physical, spiritual, all the parts. So anyway, where was I going? Oh, the definition of evolve. From a simple to a more complex form. Understanding all of your parts. That's what it means to evolve. You know what I'm saying? Gradually going from simple to complex and understanding that complexity. Connecting with and owning that complexity. One thing that I found in my life, and, I know a lot of people ain't gonna like that I speak on this and reference it the way I do, but hey, it's my only reference, and it's the reference that I know and that I connect with, that I resonate with, so I just gotta speak on. One, because I know I'm not the only one that feels or needs that connection and reference. That's why I'm shouting out my sister today, thanking her so much, like I said, for really just walking in her truth, for giving me the courage and the wherewithal to walk in mine, knowing that, okay, that might not be my audience, but I definitely got an audience. And somebody that will connect and resonate with what I'm saying and what I share and with my journey and message to bring about their own healing. So with that being said, I forgot where the hell I was going now. Greater, more complex forms. Thank you, Spirit. So, coming from Christianity, I found a lot of my experience in Christianity was they did not allow you to receive that complexity, to walk in and own that complexity. There was always the teaching is to give it to Jesus. The teaching is to, and this, like I said, this ain't to bash nobody, baby. This is just my story. So, I mean, if it resonated, it resonated. If it don't, it don't. But give it to Jesus. Put it on the altar and walk away and leave it. Well, if the fuck you walk away and leave it, God damn it. Come on now. Do I really gotta say it? If you walk away and leave it, how's the work getting done? Who's going to put in the work so that you acknowledge the emotional baggage that you just left on the altar? Like, For one, you ain't did the work to even understand the baggage that you put. And if you don't understand the motherfucking baggage, like, how do you not walk in it again? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm sorry, y'all, I get so passionate because when I say, ooh, baby, it's been a much longer journey and process. I'll say that without the teaching and knowledge. But again, all things are purposed. Is we are here because of it, okay? But when I tell you there's, oh my God, there's so much insight and knowledge that we've missed out on. But you got to do the work. You got to be able to receive those complex parts and not just leave them on the altar. You got to bring balance to everything. You know, one thing I did not appreciate was you're never perfect. And this is totally lining up with what I'm saying. You never reach that mark of just being okay and being well. You know, striving to please God. Like, God just ain't never pleased. Like, let me shut up. That's too much for today. Definitely wasn't trying to go there. But anyway, it was a hindrance. I'm just not even gonna bullshit you. It was a major hindrance. Always striving to be perfect, to please Jesus. It was just, and I understand now, like when my husband say you're an overachiever, I'm not blaming it on that, but my God, like, a lot of it came from, you know, I understand now, and it is what it is from, and this is why I say you can't put it on the altar, because, and leave it there, because when my husband said that, I could have taken it and put it on the altar, but what was I getting from that? And leave it there, walk away. What am I getting from that? I had no understanding, no real depth meaning to what he was saying and how true and how it was really affecting me in my life. And that's what caused me to reflect and understand that, man, a lot of it goes back to when I was in the ministry. You know what I'm saying? When I was a part of Christianity and just striving to be great, striving to be perfect. And, you know, I mean, I was a devout Christian, doggone it. You know what I'm saying? I'm in church literally 7 days a week. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm donating. I mean, I'm giving all the money to the church and the people. All of it. My mama say, you a goddamn fool. My baby at church 7 days a week. She doing homework at church 5 o'clock in the morning because we been at church all night and ain't got her homework done. What kind of God say do that? And look, for all the ones who gonna come to me and say, don't put it on God in church, we ain't gonna go there. We just gonna keep it 1,000. Listen, that is a general consensus and teaching in the church. And we're not talking about the hours in church. I'm talking about, like I said, this whole just striving to be perfect. Striving to prove yourself to God and, you know, to be this just righteous and so no freedom in that, my God. So I personally went on a journey, which has brought me here to evolve with a person with all these complex parts. But in that, like I said, I was walking in just trying to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? really trying not to fuck up and go down that road again. I need to get some oil for my plants. They get so dusty in here. But so I have recently been walking in, releasing that. Like I said, even me being here speaking to you today was a part of me releasing that. And I'm not feeling like, and to be honest, I don't even know what I felt like I was really missing, but just, oh, I'm not ready. That's what it is. Oh, I'm not ready. I got to get this all the way out. Like, I really wanted, I was trying my best to, like, come up with something, honey. I had to have a lesson plan. I had to, because I was finna give it to y'all, and y'all was going to get it. Well, you sure enough gonna get it. You gonna get it however it come, however spirit give it to me. And baby, you can receive it, which I bless that you will. Or, maybe it's not for you. But releasing the need to be perfect. Evolution is perfection. I now release the concept of perfection. I only want to evolve. There is perfection in that. Wanting to evolve, there's perfection in that. Wanting to understand and know the complexity of all of your parts. Wanting to acknowledge the not so beautiful parts that we tend to call not so beautiful. Sin, as our Christian family would say, our believers. Not wanting to deal with the sin. Like I said, if you put the shit on the altar and not deal with it, how do you ever really get delivered from it? Hello, somebody. I really was a pastor in the church. They didn't want to give me my my props. They wanted to sit me down and give me duties of all of that, but not give me the respect or give me the honor or, all the benefits that, the tangible benefits that they was reaping from being in the position. Knowing that I got them eyes to see that I'm the prophetess all day long. Y'all know they wanted to make me some damn title they gave me, but it didn't matter. Fucking evangelist. And I'm not saying there's nothing against no evangelist, but I just know my spirit. I just don't walk in the evangelist spirit. You know what I'm saying? There is an evangelistic spirit up on me, but that is not my, you know what I'm saying? Baby, I got the eyes and that vision. But it was already one in the church. Yeah, I'm just talking about my experience. So, I would have been one too many. But the funny thing, at that time, I'm not even realizing all of this because I'm really just in the church trying to do God's will. You know what I'm saying? I'm really just trying to, be the best Christian I could be. So, what that did for me was it put me in a place of beginning to doubt myself because I had no validation from anybody in with this thing that was very unfamiliar to me. You know what I'm saying? As far as walking, with insight and what to do with it. And because I really didn't grow up being a member of any particular church. My mother, we went to church on Easter. I'm sure my mother would love to beg to differ, but my recollection of our church history is Easter, Mother's Day, maybe Christmas, never New Year's, Yeah, I don't know no other day we was there. Uh, Past the anniversary, but cause we never really belonged to a church, so we. Again, my mama would beg to differ. She probably had a church, so yeah, her grandma church. No, we didn't grow up in church. So anyway, when I went to church more with my best friend, who is now a pastor herself, but I went to church more with them than I recall going as a child. But at any rate, once I got grown, that's when my spiritual journey began, with church and everything. So in the ministry for a while, like I said, all of this was new to me. So I'm just, I'm walking in a newness. I'm looking to these leaders in the ministry to, assist and guide, as I thought it was, their position to do so. And what they guided me to do was to follow their instructions. Not follow their lead, follow their instructions. That's important as a leader. It's important with raising your kids. If you're a leader, you cannot expect them to follow your instructions only, but follow your guide. You got to be the guide. You're the leader. I mean, shit. You got to be leading what you telling, what you guiding them on. You got to be a living example. At any rate, it left me in a position again of not trusting everything that I saw, everything I felt and sensed in my spirit, everything that I heard. And I began to unknowingly suppress it. So when I would see and hear things, I wouldn't trust it. There was always doubt, like great doubt. And a what if, and like I said, the need to just be perfect. And a need to please God. Well, what about pleasing me? God don't want me happy. All this shit that y'all call sin, like it's the shit that make you happy. Like God didn't want me to have none of this. He want me to get none of that. What I have come to appreciate on my spiritual journey and my journey in life is that there is a balance to everything. And that if there is something that you are attracted to, that there is a reason. And that's what I will say. And that was one of the biggest things. Okay, some of the stuff might not be good for you. Some of the shit is just downright not good for you. But I don't think there's anything that says these 10 things are not good for you. And that applies to everybody in the whole world. Come on, man. How? When we all made up so differently. How? Red polish. What does that got to do with what? Who put the what? This is the stuff that I would encourage you to just seek God for yourself about. That struggle, if it's a struggle for a reason. Like you not just struggling. Because if it's natural to you, it's not a struggle. And I understand that on this journey, there's a lot that needs to be denied. But what we're talking about today is having to be perfect, releasing the need to be perfect. Releasing the need to be perfect before you actually step out and do something. Releasing the need to be perfect before you give that presentation at work. Releasing the need to be perfect in your relationships. You know, releasing the rigidity and just allowing really the natural flow. You know what I'm saying? Understanding that there are so many parts and components and giving credence to each one individually. You know, once you begin to evolve, you begin to, like I said, you are at a place and in position of acknowledging every single part and even the quote unquote sinful nature, the sinful parts that most would consider. I don't even know what that means. Like I don't know what I would consider sin. You know, what would I consider sin? Something that just goes against the natural grain, I guess. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. But I don't know. I just invite you to investigate. You know what I'm saying? If there's something that is a struggle for you, investigate why. Get to the root. Don't just put it on the altar and leave it there. You know, if you feel like, I mean, you have the right to believe what you want. Let's just use one of the things that they say is sin, fornication. If that really resonates in your spirit as, you know, being sin, then it is what it is. But if it's a real fucking struggle for you, get to the root and understand why. And let me say this too. I'm not saying that one should be out inviting sexual partners and all of that shit, because there is a premise to that word, not fornicating. But my thing is understand why. You know what I'm saying? And understand why it's a struggle for you. Don't just leave it on the altar and, well, I ain't supposed to fornicate, so look, Lord, I'm just going to leave it on the altar and I'm just going to struggle every goddamn day because I don't understand why I'm struggling. Every day for the next 10 years that I'm being celibate, it's going to be a fucking struggle. Not for those that it's not a struggle, okay. And whatever, all that extra word that they give you as to why, whatever. If you don't deal with that shit. Excuse me. Perhaps it's a struggle because you have not yet identified with being alone. Understand why. Don't just leave that shit on the altar. You better deal with that shit. If you rude and, I mean, just angry all day, every day, you better deal with that issue, not just throw it on the altar and be waiting on God or anybody or somebody to come down and heal and fix it and make it right. It's understanding why. Everything happens for a reason, and everything is a response to something else happening. You know what I'm saying? It's, shit ain't just happening for a reason. Figure it out. And in that, be okay with not being perfect. While you're figuring it out, while you're on the journey, be okay with not being perfect. Be okay with just being on the journey and receiving everything that you receive on that journey. Be it good, bad, or indifferent. Stay in the flow. Stay in the flow. All right, that's enough for this one. This one even was supposed to be the damn card. But as I often say, you know what? That's exactly what I said. I pulled this card. I can't tell you. I got so many decks over there. So I have a couple that I tend to kind of drawn to in this season right now that I've been using. But this one, again, the lovely author is the lovely Lioness Tulane of Ajna Healing and Wellness. And I believe you can find her on Instagram. She may still have a website. I know for sure she's on Instagram. I don't know about Facebook. Probably Twitter and some stuff because she's a social media guru. But this is her book. It is Oracle Card Dimensions. And I'm not sure where you can purchase. I know directly with her. But again, I know she's on Instagram. AJNA Ajna Healing and Wellness, I believe it is. But if you can't find it under that, you can definitely find, she has quite a few pages, but you can definitely find her under Lioness Tulane. That's T-E-L-A-I-N-E. And that fabulous author happens to be my fabulous daughter, but a sensational spiritualist. As they say, she get it from her mama. I'll take credit for that. Thank you. But even if I give it myself, I guess gave something on that too about being okay with giving yourself credit, giving yourself the confidence. Because I'm telling you, that was one of them things in, having striving to be perfect, that not giving myself credit where I was at. Like, and for all that I had accomplished and evolved from and through, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I just never felt good enough. Like, I just felt like I always had to do more. That's a fucking overachiever. So, yes, my husband was absolutely right when he called me a fucking overachiever. And, I always talk about being in the flow and what have you. But that's really, that can be, like, just making it harder than it have to be, the rigidity. Just, when there's rigidity and purpose, you got to plan everything and everything got to be lined up, and you know what I'm saying? And it removes the flow and allowing the universe to just move as it will, because you didn't already set it up and structured it that this is how it's going to be and this is how it has to be in order to be perfect, when the perfectness comes from just flowing and evolving. Release the rigidity. Release the rigidity. Evolution is perfection. I now release the concept of perfection. I only want to evolve. There is perfection in that. There is perfection in that. And what's funny is there is perfection in that. This is the growth of a child, a baby. And as you can see, the baby has evolved from being a baby to a full-grown woman. And in that, though, you see, although there has been change, the core of who this individual is still the same. But there's a lot of different parts now. As each stage that you have gone through, you have acquired different parts of you. And so when we get to this stage, it's about figuring out how to make all of those parts work together. Understandably, naturally though, not a forced working together. Is that gray hair or dog hair? Dog hair. Naturally and not forced. And what I found when I was in Christianity, it was like a forced evolution. It was this is the way it has to be. There is no fucking evolution in that. What? So the core of who you are remains the same, but again, every stage that you go to, evolution is about everything that you gain from that stage, taking it on and evolving, putting together all the parts. Putting together all of the parts. Not getting to the middle and saying, okay, now you got to X out all these parts because it's not in this book. This book say that part is X'd out. Well, what the fuck? It's in me, though. What do you mean? I need to make this work. That pink. If you've gone through your whole life and every time you go to the store, the first shirt you're drawn to is a pink shirt, I think it's safe to say that you like pink. So when you get to, in this relationship with whomever it may be, and they tell you that pink is a bad color, pink is the devil, and pink is, the worst thing that you can do, and it's demonic, and pink is, not of God, and pink is, you'd be like, well, what the fuck? I like pink, though. I like pink. Can you explain to me why? No, you can't? No? Okay. Well, I'm just going to keep wearing my pink because I ain't figured out how to X out the pink. Because when I tried to cut out pink, I was sad. This is why folks walk away from the church. We're just going to keep it real. Because they not getting an explanation as to why pink don't work in the church. And pink is their favorite fucking color. Why does it not work here? Because I don't see nothing in this word that says I shouldn't wear red nail polish or... And who wrote this word anyway? King who? How long he been in business? Like, what the... Wasn't nobody before him that was inspired? I mean, these are some of the questions that, I encourage you to really ask yourself. Hold on, let me turn the heat down. It's really getting hot in here. Hold on. All right, I'm back. So, yeah. Like, wasn't nobody before him, and why some of this stuff ain't adding up? Like, a lot of this shit just ain't adding up. It's too conflicting, and, enough to make me question it for sure. And I'm going to put this on the table. I think that anybody who is involved in the ministry and Christianity, things of that nature, any quote unquote religion, a leader in any of these religions, I would say that there's absolutely no way that they not know and understand that there's so much more than the Bible in this whole spiritual walk. Like, you cannot be studying the word, the quote-unquote word of God. You cannot study it. You just cannot study it and not find that there's so much more than what that word offers. So much more. You cannot study it and not understand that there's so many more parts. The complexity of the parts. If you really want to evolve, you got to go beyond Christianity. There's so many more parts. And any pastor, bishop, apostle, or any of them, if they really studying and be honest with you and tell you the truth, they'll tell you that there's a lot of complex parts. Did we ever find what complex is? One of these days, I'm really going to give y'all a short video because I said I was going to end this video like literally 30 minutes ago almost. Let me just turn this movie out because it's going to play every time I turn this thing on. Complex. Consisting of many different and connected parts. Denoting or involving numbers or quantities containing both a real and imaginary part. Ah. denoting or involving numbers or quantities containing both a real and an imaginary part. All right, let's think about that, Spirit. Yeah, complex. So, even the spiritual part of you, the imaginary parts, the things that you imagine to be, real and imaginary. What is imaginary? It's not made up. I feel like it's more than made up. Existing only in the imagination of. I'm going to have to really meditate and ponder on that one again or a little more before I. Real. Only in your imagination. How is that connected to complexity? I'm going to think about it. Be looking for the video. But I think that's my cue to end this one right here. Again, shout out to Lioness Tulane of Aja Healing and Wellness for the beautiful Dimension Oracle cards. Check her out on Instagram. Aja Healing and Wellness, Lioness Tulane. Evolution is Perfection. Again, shout out to Miss Sophia. Again, this is from Africa too, y'all. This is real material from Africa. Just so you know, hand-sewn from Africa. So if you want one, this is my Yoni Steen gown. If you want one, check out Ancient Roots. The word is ancient, but with an I. So I don't know if it's Ancient Roots, just like ancient. But I call it, now I don't know what I'll be saying, Ancient Roots. Ancient Roots, okay. Ancient Roots, INCIENT.ROOTS.com, I'm sure. But all right, y'all have a beautiful day. Evolution is Perfection. Oh, hey, I am Anjuanita with ANUIYU Holistic Wellness. I always say follow, like, share, all that. Maybe I'll put it on the screen once I figure out how. But ANUIYU Wellness, Holistic Wellness. Do like this. I really do want you to like and subscribe to this. Like, I'm really in that place now. So I guess I didn't ask about it before because it didn't really mean nothing to me. But I do. I'm trying to get this message out. Like, whatever the message be. I just know that there's a healing balm within me and I have it to give because I've been through some healing. And so the only thing to do is to give back. You know what I'm saying? To give back. And so that is what I am here to do. I am here to give back. So I ask that you please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what? And I'm going to do this too. I'm asking for donations. If you want to send me a donation. Ain't never, but Spirit said, Okay, so it is I'm Manifesting Miracles. If you want to cash out. Ain't that how y'all taking payments now? $I am ANIFESTING miracles. So I manifesting miracles. Not I am, just I am. I manifesting miracles. If you want to send me a donation, because let's think about it. We not, hey, somebody got to pay the bills. And that honestly was one of the things that I was struggling with about being perfect before I came to you and before I presented something to you. I wanted to have a structure where basically, because I do like group healing facilitation, so I wanted like a curriculum that I could charge for a program for or whatever in my spirit. Obviously, it wasn't time for that. So anyway, I love y'all. Please follow, like, share, subscribe. Tell all your people about me. I want all my people around me. Everybody feeling good. Everybody could or should or something. We all eating good. Who's that? Kindred the Family Soul. That's like the theme song for my life and my connection to people and my healing. I want all my people around me. Everybody eating good. Everybody living good. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. So anyway, I'm out of here. That's my cue. I love y'all. ANUIYU Holistic Wellness. Follow, like, share, subscribe. Bye.